So in this session, we are going to see about the repeatedly asking image-based questions, especially in anatomy. Starting from this session, we will try to cover all the important image topics, how they can relate it with the concept as well, how they can ask the image in by the way comparing to the anatomical questions. So starting today, we'll be seeing the arterial supply in the upper limb, especially in all the arteries. Anytime one question will be there in all the exams at least. If you have been taking and seeing, for example, all the 5 to 6 years of examination, you can able to see at least one or two questions regarding arteries, especially either it is in upper limb or it is in lower limb. The bones are off in a separate manner, which we'll be seeing in the image based session of our revision session. But here we'll be seeing a short discussion about the arterial supply and which are all the questions which is already asked in the arterial supply and what you have to exactly know in the arterial supply, right? Starting with this note, we'll start this session of arteries like little bit a view overview how to know the arteries you have to know. So in the arteries of upper limb, which starts from this, see, from the aorta, you know that from the subclavian artery, which you should know first. In our upper limb, the first artery which comes to your mind should be your subclavian artery, followed by your axillary artery. Further, when it comes to your near the humerus, then that should be your brachial artery, and then they bifurcate as radial artery and ulnar artery. Once in a while they have marked this picture. Once in a while they have marked this part and asked what is the artery which is marked. See, whenever you know that what is medial and what is lateral, right? So medially always comes the ulnar artery. Same like this, we'll speak about nervous section also and the bone section also. Till now, please remember, in the medial part, you'll be having a ulnar artery. In the lateral part, you'll have radial artery. Don't get confused by seeing the options. Literally, when your small finger, the little finger of the flexors come, then if it is your medial part, then obviously it is going to be your ulnar artery, right? So how to find the ulnar nerve if that is marked? We'll see in the ulnar nerve section. As of now, see, we have drawn a picture which is starting from our aorta, right? So this is your subclavian artery which is mentioned. Please remember, our subclavian artery have a mnemonic to remember. What is that? Vitamin C D. So what is the mnemonic here? Vitamin C D is the mnemonic you are going to remember. So V is your first branch of the artery, that is your vertebral artery. Vertebral artery. Okay, what is I? I is your internal. See here it is going to the thorax. So here is your thorax, right? So it is your thorax which is giving a branch of internal thoracic artery. Okay. Now coming to the third branch which is your T. What does it T mean? See, T is further giving 3. So T is your thyrocervical trunk. Cervical trunk, which again further gives the branches. So the main mnemonic which you have to remember is your vitamin C D in your subclavian artery. So if they have been marking and asking the question, you are supposed to answer that also. Now thyrocervical trunk, again it has 3 branches. We discuss it. But till now remember, what is the triangle kind of a thing which is marked here? This muscle is called as your scalenus anterior muscle. So this is just an overview how our arteries are arranged. We'll see in separate in an individual image as well to how to differentiate the arteries. This is just an overview to see how the arteries are arranged. So that is your scalenus anterior which divides your subclavian artery. Subclavian artery. So we said there is 3 things. One is your VIT, C and V. We have seen what is VIT. C in the sense this is your C, that is your costoscapular artery. Clear? That is very important to remember what are all the arteries which is mentioned over there, right? So in the costocervical trunk followed by the thyrocervical trunk, costocervical trunk followed by the thyrocervical trunk. What is the next branch? Coming to the third branch, the third branch is your D, that is your dorsal scapular artery. It is giving supply to your scapula. So the mnemonic here with C and D. Further, thyrocervical trunk have 3 other branches. We'll be discussing it. One more question they ask here is, which is the muscle divides your subclavian artery? And you know the answer, that is your scalenus anterior muscle. Remember, question. Now passing on over there, your subclavian artery now crossing your first rib. See, this is your first rib, giving the branch of axillary artery. Axillary artery. So these are all the branches: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Many branches are there. We will be seeing branches in detail, but please remember two of the muscles here. This is a muscle which is called as your pectoralis minor. Pectoralis minor. The muscles which takes place in the role of division of your axillary artery, one is your pectoralis minor and the other muscle is your teres major. So three muscle we have been read as of now. One is your scalenus anterior, pectoralis minor and teres major. So three things you are going to remember. So coming again, see, this is what we are speaking about. This is what we are speaking about. See the vertebral artery V, right? So here you can see the internal thoracic artery I, and you can see the thyrocervical trunk T. See, if you can zoom it and see, can you able to see here, this thyrocervical trunk is giving three other branches. Three other branches. What is that? That is none other than your S, I and T. What is this? S is your suprascapular artery. Please don't confuse. Our dorsal scapular artery is a branch of subclavian artery, but your suprascapular artery is a branch of a thyrocervical trunk. This suprascapular artery is a question which is asked once. So here in the thyrocervical trunk we have three divisions. One is your S, that is suprascapular artery. One is your I, which supplies your thyroid. Come below. First we have gone above and back, that is your scapula. If you come below, here is your thyroid, which supplies your thyroid. So inferior thyroid artery. And what about T says? T is your transcervical artery. So nearly the most of the important things are covered in your neck. First, it was been giving the back, which is a suprascapular artery. Then it comes in here, inferior thyroid artery. Then it again goes to the vertebra, which is your trans. It is going like the way. It is winding up. That is why transcervical artery. So vitamin CD, VIT CD, and this T is having further SIT. That is your SINT. Please remember this. Okay, this suprascapular artery and the inferior thyroid artery is already been asked as a question. Please remember this. Now coming to the next thing, can you able to see this picture? This is your cervical vertebra, which is your C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6 and C7. So totally we know that there is 7 cervical vertebrae. 7 cervical vertebra. So what is the first branch of subclavian artery? They can ask you what is the first branch, second branch, third branch. That is your VIT. So V gives your vertebral artery just before some time we have seen, right? In this vertebral artery, what you have to understand and what is the question which is asked already, it is repeating so many times. This vertebral artery passes in the vertebra, cervical vertebra C1 to C6, but not in C7. Why? It is a kind of anatomical version of bone also, which covers arterial supply also. Why? Because in C7 vertebra there is no foramen transversarium. Clear? Please remember, foramen transversarium is not present in our C7 vertebra. So there is no place for our vertebral artery to pass by. If like this, there is no hole for our vertebral artery to pass on. So that is why C1 to C6 are the vertebrae where the vertebral artery passes. C7, they have no foramen transversarium. That is why they cannot pass through C7 question. This question is already asked. Okay, this green one which is mentioned here, this is your subclavian artery, which is giving three branches, V, I and T, the first branch. Further the second and third, which is your C and D, that is costocervical trunk and dorsal scapular artery. Please be clear in these terms. Okay, so this is the question they're going to ask. Because of no transversarium in the C7, they cannot able to pass through in the vertebral artery. Now if you see, we have seen The total thing I'll be writing here, the first branch which is your VIT, the second branch which is your C, the third branch which is your D, right? This is what we have seen. You know, first branch, the first artery is your vertebral artery. I is your internal thoracic artery which supplies your thorax. T is your thyrocervical trunk. This is just a overall view to make you understand. Okay. Now, thyrocervical trunk is there, that is having SINT. You know that is what it is as INT. Now, coming to the second branch, costocervical trunk. And D is for dorsoscapular artery, and which muscle is dividing the subclavian artery, and that is your scalenus anterior muscle, please remember. Now coming to this question, this image, this is the exact image which is asked in your FMG exam June 2021 in this last exam. They have marked this picture, they have marked this artery and they said that it is a posterior circumflex humeral artery, but this is a kind of a anterior circumflex humeral artery. They can ask you in any way. They can ask you in a kind of a true or false type. They can ask you an exception type. They can ask you to just mark the artery. So this is artery of axillary artery. These are all a branch of axillary artery. So you can able to see, I think, see first branch, that is your superior thoracic artery. First I'll let you know the mnemonic to remember here. That is your screw the lawyer, save a patient. Okay. See this as T, the first letters are given importance. Okay. Screw the lawyer and save the patient. So S for superior thoracic artery, we can say here it is given in the superior part of the thorax. It is giving supply to the superior part of the thorax. T for thoracoacromial artery means they are supplying the thorax also and they are supplying the acromion process of your scapula. So this is your second part. If you see the third one, that is your lateral thoracic artery, you can see here it is giving a lateral supply. This is your lateral thoracic artery. Coming to the next one, S again will be giving your scapular artery. Till now we have read three scapular arteries. One is your suprascapular artery, dorsal scapular artery, and now we are reading subscapular artery. Supra means it goes above, subscapular it goes below the muscle. Okay, so subscapular artery is your fourth branch. Now the leftover two branches, that is your anterior circumflex humeral artery and posterior circumflex humeral artery. Same like this, in your scapula you have circumflex scapular artery as well. Circumflex scapular artery as well. So these all are very important arteries. For sure they will be asking a question from this. You have to remember the branches. By the way, how it is going. If it is winding the humerus, obviously it will be your humeral artery. If it is winding anterior, that is your anterior humeral artery. If it is winding posterior, that is your posterior humeral artery. If it comes in the lateral way, that is your lateral thoracic artery. Superior way, the upper part, that is your superior thoracic artery. If it supplies both the acromion process and the thorax, that is your thoracoacromial artery. The mnemonic is screw the lawyer, save a patient. Clear? See, this is the arteries. These are the supply of arteries. This question is asked already. They have been marking this artery. And they asked what is the name of this artery. Medial side. Medial side. So obviously it is a ulnar artery question. Clear? So these are very important. If it goes on in the lateral way, that is your radial artery.